steady creeping with a big old.
Sitting on the sofa, you were watching TV. Occasionally, you were glancing at the clock. A sigh escaped your lips, noticing it's past 9 o'clock. Seeing your 6-year-old son, Tejin, a warm smile crept on your lips. Hearing you, he smiled shyly and winked. You said while resting your hand on your 7-month-old baby bump. Yes, in your 7 years of marriage, you were expecting again. Tejin placed his palm on yours and said, You smiled and took him to his room and put him to sleep. You again came downstairs and sat on the sofa. Glancing at clock, you were about to call your husband, but the main door got opened, revealing your husband, Kim Tae-young. Seeing him, you sighed in relief. Entering the room, he sat on the sofa. You gave him water. You looked down. He said, cupping your face. You nodded, recalling doctor's words to stay home from your 6th month. He nodded. Tae-young's face immediately became pale. He dragged you to the dining table. You served him food. You noticed he was eating way too fast without properly chewing the food. You facepalmed yourself. You both laughed. Pout. After dinner, you both went to your bedroom. After freshening up, he was lying on the bed, ready to sleep. You were taking your medicines. After that, you turned around and saw him already asleep. A warm smile formed on your lips. You went towards him. You started to cherish his face. You then stretched your hand to turn off the table lamp, but accidentally a file fell on the floor. You carefully bent down and picked up the file. You glanced at it and confirmed it's your medical report. Tae-young didn't let you go through your reports. He told you it's his duty to check your reports, not yours. You chuckled and remembering his words. You opened the file. It's your unborn baby's report. While going through it, you noticed baby's blood group. Your breath hitched. Your baby's blood group is Rh negative, but your and Taeyang's blood group is Rh positive. You stumbled back and hold the wall for support. You glanced at his sleeping face, then the report. Tears were flowing from your eyes. 7 months back. Glancing at the glass of juice in your hand, you pouted sadly. Currently, you are living alone in your house. Taejin went to school trip for 2 weeks and Taeyang went to a business meeting for 2 days. He would be home by tomorrow night. You were thinking what to do. That's when your phone rang. Your office mate Susie was calling you. You picked up the call. At club. You were enjoying the music. You met Susie's friend Liam. He was treating you because he lost a bet with Susie. You held your non-alcohol drink and took a sip. After some time, you were feeling lightheaded. You glanced at everywhere and you felt like you spotted a familiar figure. You went towards it and said, You put your hands around his neck. The person smirked at you and put his hands around your waist. You leaned towards him and kissed him. Pulling back, you smiled. His smirk grew wider. He took you to a room. He again kissed you. That night you spent with the person thinking it's Taeyang. After that night, you were too ashamed to speak to Taeyang. You were distancing yourself from him and poor him thought. You were angry with him for not taking you with him. He then, after 1 week, surprised you with romantic dinner. Not to destroy your happy family, you didn't tell him about the incident. But deep down, you knew you were a sinner. You tried to touch his cheeks, but you felt you were not worthy to touch him. You gulped the painful lump in your throat. Your breathing became heavy. It's difficult for you to breathe by every passing seconds. Your heart was aching badly. Your abdomen also started to ache badly. You bite your lower lip hard to control your sobs. You couldn't control anymore. You started to cry loudly. The table lamp fell on the floor. Taeyang woke up by this. Seeing you in the state, his eyes got wooden. He hurriedly tried to embrace you. He was about to say something, but you screamed painfully. He held you. He sensed something wet on his feet. After looking down, he realized your water had broken. Hearing this, fear consumed you. You started to cry more loudly. He spoke as softly as he can. You nodded. Taeyang brought his phone and called hospital to inform your condition. He also called his brother Jin. After that, he again came to you. He slowly helped you to stand up. More tears left your eyes. Sitting on the chair, he was glancing at the OT room. It's been hours since doctors took you in, but your condition was unknown to him. His brother told him. He just nodded. Then the doctor came. Taeyang Jin sat kneeling. He patted his shoulder and went from there. Taeyang looked at Jin and he said, Taeyang went inside. Your tears fell again. He nodded and did that. Taeyang got closer. You cried again. Your heart was aching badly. Taeyang noticed this. At this moment, doctor entered. Taeyang sat on the chair again. Doctor came out. Doctor looked down. Tears which were he holding back now flowing non-stop. looked at Jin, who was standing beside Tejin. He understood the situation. Then he looked at Tejin and shook his head. Tejin wiped his tears with his small hands. Hearing Tejin, Jin also silently cried. Taeyang embraced Tejin tightly. End.